So here we will start with what is the meaning of job costing. Then we'll move on to the meaning and problems with batch costing here. So this is a continuation of the overheads chapter here. So in overheads, you have found out the OAR, okay, the overhead absorption rate. Then you found out like what is the fixed cost per unit for each products. So job costing is just an extension of that, where here you get here they have already they will give you the overhead absorption rate, okay, and they might also give you the fixed cost per unit, okay, that also they will give. But in addition, they will give you direct material, direct labor, direct expense, all these things. So this sum is an extension of the overheads chapter, but this is a comprehensive, what to say, this problems might be very small, okay, but the understanding that these problems give are like very important here, okay. So we'll start from what is a job costing. So job costing is accounting which tracks the cost and revenues by job, okay. So this is not like a production of a product, okay. This is like much more like a customized thing for every order, okay, for every order or every customer is unique in their requirement, okay, and we create some kind of a product or service for that particular customer. So for example, we'll take like a smartphone. See, smartphones are like a product where we have to buy it. For example, if we have the ability to choose the RAM, okay, we have the ability to choose the camera and what to say, the processor, the screen size. If we could choose any of the combination, okay, then the number of combinations would be like 5,000 combinations, okay, within a smartphone. If we could select anything, that becomes a job costing, because each and every phone is become so unique, right? It becomes so unique. So what happens here is the job, okay, so the costing would be done not based on the product. It's not like you buy a phone, it's 10,000, okay. For example, Samsung A1 model is 10,000 rupees. It's not like that here. Each and every phone becomes a unique separate phone, and every phone will be like costed separately, okay, and enables standardized reporting of profitability by job. So even though there is like a high customizability in the product, there is a job sheet, okay, there is a job card. So for an accounting system to support job costing, it must allow job numbers to be assigned to individual items of expenses and revenues. So assume that you give your bike for repair. Usually they give something called a job card, okay. So in the job card, they will mention your name, mobile number, what is the complaint of the bike, okay, what are the things that you want to be serviced in the bike, like that you have to mention. So once you mention that, thereafter they will repair the bike, and whatever like spare parts they have added, okay, whatever repairs they have undertaken, everything they'll keep on writing it in the job card. At the end of the day, they will make a call to you, and they'll ask you come to the repair center, and they will tell that the total cost of servicing this bike comes to something like 2,000. If you ask them what is the breakup, they will usually give that job card, okay. So a job can be defined to be specific project done for one customer. So any service or any service you give your car or bike, it is a job costing, or a single unit of product manufacture, okay, or a batch of units of the same type that are produced together, okay. So for example, if you ask a particular type of t-shirt, okay, for you, then that also becomes a kind of a job costing, because that particular shirt is only for you, okay. You ask like 10 shirts you want, and it all have to have some particular color, a particular sleeve size, a particular size for the t-shirt. So everything is what you ask, so it is a customized t-shirt. So any business, any service or a product which is customized for you, that becomes a job costing. So where is this applied? So you can apply this in hospitals, right? You can apply this in hospitals. So the patient care or the operations for patients is so unique. So each patient is very unique, okay. For example, even if you take a heart surgery, some patients will have multiple blocks, some patients will be having a simple block, some patients will have a severe heart attack, some patients might have blood pressure, okay, or a kidney problem might be there associatedly, or some might have a lung problem, respiratory problem. So Each customer is so unique, you can't like charge a single rate. If it's possible to charge a single rate, the hospital would have said, we will do like open heart surgery for 50,000, we are the cheapest. So they will say that come to our hospital, we do this surgery for 49999. Okay, they could give you attractive offers, but that is not possible. You cannot standardize like that, because an operation is a customized thing. Okay, it's a customized service. Automobile repair, like just now we discussed, it's like that. Interior decoration, each house is like very different, the specifications, the colors, the designs. So the interior decorator usually gives a bill for you. Okay, home builders for specific clients. So any constructing company usually gives a separate quote for each and every client. And caterers for banquet, so the number of customers, the number of uh, guests differ. Okay, and the menu items chosen is different. Okay, the time is different, the way it has to be served, it is different. Okay, so based upon that, a specific quotation is given. And any consulting, law, public accounting firms, the price is something which they name. Okay, so how do they come up with that number, we never know, but the lawyer will ask you for some amount, you have to pay it. You don't have much breakup in cost. Okay, you can negotiate, but you don't know like how he arrived at that cost. Our last is movie production. So every movie is a project. Okay, and every project has to follow the job costing nature here. Okay, so that's about the concept here. So we look at what is job costing versus process costing later. When we do process costing, we'll get that idea. We'll do that. So that's about the theory part for okay. So that's about the theory part for job costing. So let's go through the sum. So the sum is like very simple here. You have direct material, direct labor, direct expense. Add them together, you'll get prime cost. Then add production overheads, then add non-production overheads, you will get total cost. Finally, add the profit, you'll get sales. If you remember, this is nothing but a cost sheet. This is nothing but a cost sheet, but a very simple cost sheet. Okay, it doesn't have any opening stock, closing stock, okay, of finished goods, raw materials, WIP. It doesn't have anything like that. It is very simple in nature. Okay, so ensure that you understand the simple cost sheet so that we can go forward. So this is our first sum. So let's start. The following data is available in respect of job 912. Direct materials is 25,000, wages 200 hours at 60 per hour. Variable overheads incurred for all jobs, okay, not only for this job, but for all the jobs in the company is 1 lakh. And totally the time spent for all this job is 2,500 labor hours. Fixed overheads are absorbed at 50 rupees per hour. And find the profit or loss from the job if the job is billed at 1 lakh. Okay, so that's about the concept here. So direct labor is 25,000. Wages, direct labor, okay, that's the wages, is not given directly, so it is going to be 200 hours into 60 rupees per hour. Okay, so that we have to pay. So I think that comes to 12,000. Next one is direct expense. So direct expense is not given, so we can leave that. We can find out the prime cost. Prime cost is 37,000. So that's done. So what's the production overheads? So production overheads, he says, see, I think both of these are production only. Okay, so we can remove, we can add one more line. We can remove or else we'll add one more line also. So production overheads has two elements here. One is variable overhead. So overhead we can put it as OH, and it also has a fixed overhead. Okay, the variable overhead works like this. It is 1 lakh, but it is for total of 2,500 hours, and totally how many hours this project is consuming is 200 hours. So when we solve this, we'll get the amount for the proportionate amount for this job. Okay, so fixed overhead is to be absorbed on 50 rupees per hour. Okay, so it is 50 rupees per hour. See, totally they have 200 hours, and every hour it is 50 rupees. So that comes to this amount. So let's get the total cost. Okay, so what is the sales amount? The sales amount is 1 lakh. So the balancing figure is 8,000. Okay, so that's about the concept here. So the profit for this project is 8,000. So when you start, we should start with job cost sheet number 912. We should start with that. So then only we should work out this. Okay, so this is a simple job costing sheet. In job costing, you won't get very complicated sum. Even if complicated sums come, it's going to be just the same format. Okay, and we just have to add few more items in terms of production overheads or non-production overheads, and we try to find it out. Okay, so that's about this problem. We'll move on to the second one. So the second one is a little bit lengthier sum, where they say that a business has a job costing system and prices jobs using total absorption costing. The cost estimates for job number 125 are as follows. Direct material is 100 kg at 5 rupees, $5 per kg. Direct labor hour is 40 hours at $8 per hour. Variable production overhead is $7 per direct labor hour, and fixed production overheads are budgeted as $1 lakh and are absorbed on the basis of the direct labor hours. The total budgeted direct labor hours for the period are 4 lakhs, and other overheads are recovered at the rate of 50 rupees per job. Calculate the total job cost for job number 125. So simply we have to copy the earlier sheet. So we can now start. We'll remove all the elements here. Okay, see this sum, I think it ends with only finding out the total cost, so we don't need profit and sales. So it says the direct material consumed is going to be 100 kg into $5 per kg, so that comes to 500. The direct labor hours comes to 40 hours, and it is charged at I think we put it in the wrong place. So this is direct material. So the direct labor comes to 40 hours into 8. So that amount comes to 320. And then he tells variable production overhead $7 per hour. So you have again production overheads, okay, which is classified into this. Okay, so totally how many hours we have for this? We have spent labor hours of 40, and variable production overhead per hour is 7. So again copy this and paste there. The next one is fixed production overheads are budgeted as 1 lakh and are absorbed on the basis of direct labor hours. Okay, so the total, okay, not only for this job, for all jobs it comes to 1 lakh, and this 1 lakh is divided on the basis of 4 lakh hours. Okay, totally there are 4 lakh hours. Okay, and this this particular what to say, this particular job takes 40 hours. So when we solve this, we'll get the cost for 40 hours. So let's get that amount. Okay, that comes to 10. Okay, that comes to 10. And what is the, is there anything? Yes, there is other overheads are recovered. Other means like I think it's non-production overheads which are recovered at 50 per job. It's only per job, so it's only 50. So now we can find out the total cost. So the total cost comes to 1160. Okay, so that's about this sum. Okay, it's a very straightforward sum. All numbers are like directly given. We just have to find it. I think in the earlier problem we did some mistake, I think. Okay, in the earlier problem we should have taken up to here. Okay, and our profitability would have been 45,000. Okay, and in this problem we should find out the prime cost. Prime cost comes to 820, and we have to add only up to here, right? So that's about this problem. We'll move on to the next problem.